Hello everybody, Dr. Kevin here, and welcome to this week's edition of Insider Training. So if you're watching this, you're obviously an active member of TNR. I want to talk to you about something that I'm going to give you a thumbnail sketch. You're not going to be able to get it all now, but this is something that we created. We've been 3 years in the making, and we just unveiled it in the mastermind group last seminar, and here it is. We call them baseline assessments. You can say baseline assessment, baseline evaluation, whatever you want to use in your area. For high-level offices only. I wouldn't suggest this in a smaller, perhaps, office a little bit later, but for high-level offices, and this is what it is. You see, you have to get kids in quickly and efficiently, right? And that if you're able to have people understand about these baseline assessments for their children, it's going to change your office. When I say change your office, it's a game changer. So exactly what are they? The exact same procedure with x-rays if they're clinically indicated in children, but we offer it to everybody that comes in. So a little bit more about what they are, these baseline assessments. If VSC is indeed chronic and degenerative, like we're saying it is, then we need to have baseline measurements throughout a child's development to measure things like emotional changes in the child, behavioral, personality, changes in their immune system, sensory integration, even changes in their learning, their ideation, their frustration levels. We need to, just like a report card in different grades, baseline assessments. Just like if we have before and after blood pressure checks, height and weight, when your child learned how to crawl. These are actual baseline measurements, not of pain or aches and symptoms, but they're actually the neurological development, social development, emotional, and this is really something that millennials and Generation X, they go crazy about, okay? There's no sales spoken here. We're not pushing, we're not doing sales, none, okay? This is our way of encouraging parents, so a little bit about them. When you're in an exam, there's that certain moment where they're spacing out on you. You know exactly what I'm talking to. Maybe when you're doing pinched and irritated nerves, but they zone out on you. That's the time to tap them and say, hey, you know, Mary, you may or may not know this, but this is a family practice, and here it is. We do things a little differently around here. See, we see children, and our way of encouraging that is this. We do what's called baseline assessments or baseline evaluations, and what they do is they document and chronicle how the function neurologically is the brain and nerve system in your child. So sometimes there's problems with learning, personality, behavior, emotions, their learning, sensory integration. That's how we see that the nerve system is compromised. And our way, like I said, of encouraging people at no cost is to have your sons and daughters evaluated. If you decide to want care, or if you choose to, there's no pressure to, you will always have an evaluation of the neurological integrity of your child at that time in their life. See, what we've noticed is a lot of young parents, especially millennials and Generation X also, but they'd rather handle a small problem when it's small rather than a bigger problem. Let me give you an example. We just had a 14-year-old that for 5 or 6 years now has been having a real problem with behavior. Let's just say they're aggressive, and that's a polite way of saying it. They've been under medical care and psychiatric type of care, 6 different medications with little or no results. See, 6 years ago, it would be a lot easier to address because we know that child's nerve system is damaged. We know it by the symptoms. We just have to find out where it is and start removing some of these layers of injuries. And at this point in time, the parents are either going to be real interested, let's schedule them up, or they're going to say, hey, you know what? I'm not interested in this time. And that's okay. And you go right on with your examination. Here's the great part about it. We also have a pamphlet in the new important patient record folders They're also going to get an email about it. If you're working, if you're one of the offices, that you have a digital footprint, they're actually going to see a video describing it in detail and the benefits and why you do it. And here's my caution, perhaps, to some of the people watching this. If you're looking at doing this just to get new patients, don't do it. Now, you're going to get a ton of new patients. It's a game changer. This is going to revolutionize not just your office, but TNR. But if you're looking at it just to get more business and things, this isn't. Just like a concussion type of protocol, just like an emotional or psychiatric valuation. This is an actual full exam and x-rays that person at no fee. It's your service, it's your way of encouraging and documenting people that you can chronicle that this is indeed progressive and degenerative. Every time you take x-rays, if you're a dentist, you're not going to see cavities. You're not. So sometimes you're not going to be doing things. Hey, looks fine, that's it. The evaluation gives that baseline. A lot of parents, they understand their child's having problems, they just don't have a plausible explanation. When you do these baseline evaluations, it's amazing. Watch this. If the kid becomes injured, kid has a concussion, where do you really think they're going to go? You already have a baseline assessment of the neurological activity of that kid in 2016, 2017, 2018. You have the baseline, they're always going to have a home. You're going to be doing this at your health awareness seminar. You're going to have a separate section. What are these baseline assessments all about? So that every person in your office knows that. I can guarantee you, I've been working on this for 3 years to develop it. You will be the only person in your community. We had an old timer the other day that said, we've been giving away first visits to get the person in. Time out. That's not a baseline assessment. That's practice management 101. Here, I'm able to very accurately be able to say degrees of measurement. I'll be able to, all these technical determinants, these ranges of motion, all these indices to be able to say what your child was in 2016. Let's say the kid comes in, like I gave you that example, with an illness. We'll be able to see how much progression there is, how much degeneration there is, and how much decay of that nerve system as a result of it. It's also going to encourage people that know there's something not right with their kids to get under chiropractic care. So it's a win-win. So I'm really excited to unleash the baseline assessments, and you're not going to get it in this thumbnail sketch, but some of the people weren't at the mastermind group. And through our Miyagi's, through our upcoming Super Academy we're going to be having, we're going to be showing some of this. So I just wanted you to not be in the dark. For people in the mastermind and things, oh boy, I forgot about this. Oh boy, I got to get these implemented. So we're all in this together, but realize every other professional has some sort of baseline assessment, and chiropractic, for some reason, we've been a little slow to catch on. We've caught on, and it's a game changer. Thank you so much for watching this edition of the Insider Training. And boy, when I say Insider Training, this is Insider Training. We'll see you next time.